Parents of Reddit, what are your kids attempting to hide from you? Story 1. Look through my 12-year-old son iPod internet history. He searched for boobs, the world's most enormous boobs, and sex in bed. I deleted it and have been pretending like I don't know. I thought of another a few months ago. After one of his long poops, I went into the bathroom after him and saw a Cosmo on the floor next to the toilet. I had yet to recall ever seeing this one. I asked him why he was reading it, and he said he was bored. I noticed on the cover was something like Best Sex Positions, page 178. I didn't want to, but I turned to page 178. The pages were stuck together. I threw it away, I washed my hands, and never spoke of it again. Story 2. My 16-year-old had a box of condoms with a price sticker from the dollar store in his backpack. He left it on the passenger seat, and they fell out while I was shifting it to the back seat. I went and bought him a better brand and replaced them. We have never discussed it. Edit. Thank y'all so much for the great feedback. Parenting is no easy task. To clarify, we've discussed sex. I only meant that we've never discussed the actual switching of the condom boxes. Story 3. I just found out that my 6-year-old locks the bathroom door so he can get some privacy. So last night, I looked across the kitchen and see the door slightly ajar, and my son was engaged in private time. I was doing push-ups. I didn't say anything. I just watched him finish his 5 reps, flex in the mirror, and then walk out of the bathroom. Story 4. When I was a teen, I came home stoned at least once a week and felt like the best actor ever after talking to my mom for like 20 minutes while assuming she didn't notice. Then, when I was 20, she asked me if I stopped smoking weed because she enjoyed our stoned conversations. Story 5. My neighbors across the street have an 18-year-old daughter. Most nights, around 9:30, she has a young man crawling through her window. I realized this because I usually wrap up our evening dog walk around that time. I've seen, but at least 5 different posts on build and race. Story 6. My 4-year-old wrote a letter she keeps in her bottom drawer, so when my husband and I die, she'll come home and get it. We're not allowed to look at it or touch it, but apparently it says that we gave her loads of money and she gave us loads of pictures. I'm still determining what this says about her or us, but it'll be interesting to see how long she keeps said letter. It's been a month so far. Story 7. My 9-year-old stepdaughter was in her room for one day for hours with markers and papers. I thought she was drawing or making a picture book, so I let it slide. Instead, she had our calendar and was making cards for everyone for every holiday and birthday coming up. I haven't asked her about it, but I'm super proud of her logic and long-term planning abilities. Story 8. My 3-year-old thinks I don't know that she rates the snack cupboard when I'm out of the room. Her face is usually full of chocolate after. She also thinks I can't see her when she covers her eyes, so she sneaks around me, thinks she's in stealth mode to get something she shouldn't. Story 9. My kid Noah, 15, is trying to hide the fact that he's found a girlfriend. He thinks he's brilliant by just saying he's going out to get food now and then, but it's so easy to tell that he's going to see someone. Also, his girlfriend snitched on him. She told us that she liked him. Story 10. My teenage daughter is hiding that her boyfriend and she got into a massive fight over something dumb to one of them, but important to the other. She did end up telling me it was important to him, but dumb to her. It turns out, after some snooping, he asked her for nudes and told her that they were through if she didn't send them to him. He also implied that if she didn't send them, she was a slut. So she told his ass to take a hike. She was proud of her, but not so proud of how I found out. So I have to stay quiet. Story 11. Our son is taking marbles to school and screwing other kids out of their marbles. He got a real hustle going on there. He's not allowed to take any toys to school, so he hides them. I checked his school backpack and found probably a kilogram worth of marbles in there. We're talking this afternoon. Story 12. My daughter, who's 9, thinks she's being crafty, hiding a book under her pillow to read after bedtime. I've known about them for a year and let her have half an hour of secret reading time after she goes to bed. A bit harder to know if she's not reading after half an hour. Now it's summer and she doesn't need to use the lamp, but I can tell if she's turned her lamp off in winter. Story 13. My 5-year-old sneaks into the food pantry and takes snacks when I'm not looking. Then she hides the wrappers all over the room. I was bagging all her toys on the floor because she wouldn't clean her room. Candy and snack wrappers everywhere. Story 14. My 2-year-old dropped out of Echo Dot and split into 2 pieces. She attempted to sandwich it back together and put it back where it was, but now says stuff like Alexa plays Mickey Mouse. And then when nothing happens, she says, uh-oh, Alexa, what happens? You know damn well what happened. And it's happened. Story 15. My 3-year-old son lost his ball. When asked, he said he didn't know where it was. We assumed it had been left outside to blow away in a storm or some kid had taken it. So we bought him a new ball. As soon as we gave it to him, he said, "Thanks, I'll get my other ball." He then ran straight to the bush in the neighbor's yard and pulled out his ball. Story 16. My 12-year-old sister is trying and failing to hide that she reads smut, even though she's done so on my mom's phone and didn't even bother closing it out. When my mom was like, bro, WTF, she swore it wasn't her, and somehow, this pic of her two favorite celebrities just magically appeared after she played around on the phone. She also used to read it on her smart TV before she got a phone, and I had to pretend I didn't see the Black Butler reader insert she was reading. Story 17. I hid my diary under my bed, and my mom would read it daily. I also knew she'd go on my laptop even after I moved out. So that's the only reason I ever password protected it in the first place. Now that I think of it, I found a program on my desktop growing up that logged all of my IMs and internet activity and emailed it all to my mom. I was a pretty computer-savvy 11-year-old since my computer was my best friend, and uninstalled that shit, and she never brought it up after. I didn't hide much from her, but I always thought I was crossing a few lines. Story 18. My daughter has a picture of her mother and me on our honeymoon. It had been hidden under her bed for a long time. We've been divorced for over 4 years now, yet she still keeps that picture under her pillow every night. It's still there. I don't have the heart to take it from her. Too bad her mother is a cold-hearted, blood-sucking, two-faced whore. Tough to see every time I change the sheets. Story 19. My son 8 was having a problem with an iPad app last night, so I was taking a look. I noticed Photoshop Express's thumbnail while I swiped past, so I stopped, pulled it up, and stared at him. It was a topless woman from the back with just a little side boob visible. He asked if he was in trouble or how to delete the app. I said no, it's okay to enjoy looking at girls. Story 20. My 5-year-old has aspirations of being a YouTuber. She takes her hand-me-down phone into her bedroom and makes videos, which no one can see under any condition. She doesn't realize that her videos go into the family cloud. Mostly it's just her doing blogs, which are adorable, especially her calls to subscribe and like. However, sometimes she also dances. It turns out she dances like a stripper. Story 21. My kid sister, whom I raised, is trying to hide the fact that she smokes that ganja in the shower. So she spends 30 minutes in the bathroom. The smell is all over the place, and she deadass looks high AF. It cannot be discreet for the life of her. I can see the outline of her pin in the folds of the towel she wraps around her head.